friendly neighborhood old soldier, coming at you again from Robeson County, North Carolina, which statewide, I don't know about national news wide, but regionally, we made the news. They had a shooting right up the road at a little old gas station in the heart of Parkton. Imagine that. Hood rat, thug, drug dealing mentality is getting everywhere, folks. Gang violence, call it what you will. What does our government want to do? Take away the ability from law-abiding citizens to protect themselves because the police are hours to minutes away when seconds matter. I'd share that little tidbit with you. I was watching the news today where not safe for work, not safe for children, disclaimer right now. Poor old Joe Blowjob Biden went to Hawaii, to Island of Maui, to give his heartfelt sympathies to the people. And I'm not making fun of the people that are suffering. I'm making fun of Joe Biden. So let's be very clear there. When he told his little stupid story about his house being hit by lightning, you know, in his 67 Corvette. Who gives a shit about your Corvette, Joe Biden? You need to tell your handler to come up with better stories to tell, because the truth is, I don't even know how much that would be even real with Joe Biden, as he has a preponderance to lie about every damn thing, steal other people's works and call it his own, but yet somehow he was elected president. Yeah, okay. I ain't buying that horse shit. Not for a country mile. Folks, I'm going to apologize right now about my language and my demeanor, but I'm just so fed up. I just really don't know how to express myself anymore. I'm tired of playing the nice guy. It seems like those nice people always finish last. And I'm tired of seeing our country go down the crap hole because of worthless, feckless, useless politicians that don't know a hole in the ground from a hole in their ass. Pretty much 99% of which couldn't pour piss out of a boot with the instructions written on the bottom. Yeah, I borrowed that one, but it's still a true statement. But yeah, his little story about how his house was hit by lightning. And then I think the federal aid that they have given the people of Maui is like $700, they said. What are people going to do with $700? Where's FEMA? Where's the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers right now? What relief has been taken to the island? That's what I want to know. Okay? I also want to know the truth of the death toll, because that number keeps varying. Why didn't their emergency broadcast system work when they needed it to? These are all questions that I'd like answered. And I'm inclined to believe it's because people wanted that property on the island for development. And the locals were not willing to give into that, and I don't blame them. Don't blame them one bit. I'm a firm believer that this was a government-sponsored activity. What I mean by government-sponsored? Somebody in the deep state paid somebody to do this atrocity. Can I prove it? No. But that's my belief, and I'm sticking to it. Just like that 81 million people voted for dipshit. No, I ain't buying that either. Unless they voted from the grave or got put on a bus and taken from county to county and registered to vote in each county when they showed up in those places that you can do same-day registration and voting. Yeah, Reverend Barbara Buffet Slayer, you organized that, didn't you, big fat filler? You big fat whale of a man. Yeah, I don't know if I want to call him a man. And for a man of the cloth, he sure is in league with Satan. But a lot of them prosperity pimps are, and race baiters are. You can't tell me that Al Sharpton was truly ordained by a truly Christian organization. I'm sorry. Don't buy it. Don't believe it. Not for a quick minute. But old soldier, that's racist. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's an opinion. Old soldier, that's just unchristian. No, not really. If I've got doubts about the validity or the ordination of a person that's supposed to be called into the ministry, I have a right to ask. I have a right to question. I have a right to challenge. What I don't have a right to do is question his salvation. That's where I'll draw the line. I don't question any person's salvation. And the reason I don't do that is because at the end of the day, when we all leave this world and we go to meet our Maker, they've got to go step before God and Jesus and give an account of their life. But I will question who ordained them. Same thing with that big fat buffet slayer in the Raleigh area, William Barber. Always demanding more money from the government to support the people, but when you look at what he sits on a governing body of several non-profits up in that area, all paying him fairly handsome salaries. You see, he's getting rich off other people's money, but he wants the government to tax everybody else to pay the people that won't work, the lazy, the sorries, and then the people that really deserve it, that are trying, are told they don't qualify. Sick and tired of that horse shit. I could go on and on about that one, but that whole mess of Joe Biden flying out to Hawaii, now he's going back somewhere wherever he was on vacation, probably to stick him on his battery charger and recharge him a little bit, so at the next event he don't look so dumbfounded and so pathetic, which he's going to look that way anyway. And here's the other thing about the Democrat Party, the so-called Party of the People. They're refusing to let Joe Biden debate the other challengers in the Democrat Party that run for president, which, you know, I think right now Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is the one that is seems to be at the forefront of the Democratic Party as far as any potential challenger for Joe Biden's position. There's a lot of things that he supports I agree with. There's a lot of things he supports that I think he's a jackass for. One of which is, you know, abortion. He's supposed to be a professed Catholic. And again, that's between him and God, but if you are a practicing Christian, you ought to be against abortion. I'm throwing my 3 cents out there worth it. If you don't like it, that's just tough. Unsubscribe, unfollow, I don't give a damn. I think abortion is murder. Period.com. End of discussion. So that's where I got issue with RFK on that one. I think my other issue with RFK is gun control. If I'm not mistaken, he's kind of for gun control. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that, or give me the details down below. But I'll have to agree with him on the stabby, jabby, jabby stab that so many people were forced to get. Now they're all messed up, one of which was my son, because of where he worked at. My son already had heart issues and tack issues, but since he's got that jabby, stabby, stabby jab of the poison that was pushed on him, he's had worse issues with his tachycardia of his heart. Yeah. My son's going to be on medicine the rest of his life because it's bullshit. And because they passed it under the emergency powers, type back, can't sue the manufacturer. Can't sue the people that mandated people get it. And now I'm, researching potential dietary supplements that could maybe help counteract some of that poison in his system, but I found nothing to no avail yet. And you see, back to my point yesterday about the coming elections, now they're talking about the U.S. and 2 other countries have noticed a new strain of the Chinese bioweapon, one that's more potent and this, that, and the other. Again, so they can steal the damn election. Don't be fooled, people. Don't be fooled at all. Don't buy that horse shit. When the election shows up, go to your actual voting precinct and show up in person. Show up the day of the election, if at all possible. Show up the day of the election and cast your vote. Because there's instances around here in North Carolina, people voted early and ballots disappeared. Ballots weren't counted properly. Go to your assigned voting precinct, show up in person and vote. Because if the election goes in the favor of the communists in 2024, we may lose the United States as we know it now. We're on the verge already, folks. If you've been sitting on the sideline with a thumb up your butt doing nothing, don't complain. Don't complain. We're just one generation away from losing everything that our forefathers fought so dearly for. Just don't complain if you ain't done a darn thing. I'm in a mood, folks. I'm in a mood. So this is not what you expected to see out of me. I don't know what to tell you. But I'm fed up to the nth degree. I'm tired of the lies from the left. I'm tired of the lies from the right. Yeah, I said it, from the right. Freaking Republicans are about as feckless as the Democrats. The difference being is the Republicans are like, well, I didn't see it happen, so what can I do about it? Whereas the Democrats are like, well, I got away with this time. Let's try again. Oh, they caught me this time. Oh, well, we didn't mean to do that. That wasn't our intent. Okay. The Republicans slap them on the wrist. Don't do that again, you nasty Democrats. You nasty little communists. Don't do that again. Yeah, we'll give in. We'll give in to the debt ceiling this time because you know we can't be the ones blamed for shutting the government down. No, we can't sanction the multimedia sources like ABC and NBC and CBS and MSNBC and CNN and Fox News. Oh, we can't be the ones to push sanctions on them, you know, because we'll be accused of suppressing the First Amendment and free speech. But you communist Democrats are quick to call for legislation to silence true freedom fighters, to silence the truth, regardless of who that may hurt or upset. That's the other problem. When you call out the alphabet community for trying to spade and neuter kids to make them something that they weren't born as. And then for the states that have passed laws that have banned surgery on minors, to call them, criminals for doing that. No. If I've got to be 21 to be able to buy a handgun, if I have to be 21 to be able to buy an alcoholic beverage and consume it, I have to be 18 in order to vote. Hell, I got to be 25 to rent a car in my own name. That's not a law, that's a business practice. But you go through and look at all the God blessed laws that require you to be either 18 or 21 to do anything. But you say it's okay for a kid 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years old to go and get their genitalia mutilated because they have a fleeting thought that there's something that they weren't born as. When reality says that they need some freaking mental help. Yeah, I'm really pissed at stuff like that. Because the number of the kids coming out now that have already had this surgery regretting it. Telling the truth of how they were groomed into it. And if what I'm saying bothers anybody, you can kiss my ass. Because I don't give a rat's ass. So to all you sick freaks out there that are going after our kids, you need to stop. And for you perverted government freaks that love this crap, we're coming after you. Now, what consenting adults do in the confines of their own living quarters and in their own lives is their own damn business. But when you force it on kids, you're going to incur my God blessed wrath. Tired of it. So-called gender-affirming care for minors, a bunch of horse shit. And that's the other thing that dadgum Democrats are guilty of. Preying on those little kids and putting them into child sex slavery. Covering it up at the highest levels of government. That's right, I said it. Covering it up at the highest levels of government. And every time it comes out, the DOJ is weaponized by the executive branch to suppress, to lie, to cheat, to falsely accuse those that are bringing the truth forward and to the light. Let me get off my high horse, boys and girls, girls and boys. Anywho, anyhow, anyway, this is for you, Brother Kyle. I'll close with this. If we don't get our nation set back on a morally righteous path, we are doomed to go the way of the Romans and the Greeks before them, and so forth and so on down the line. Until next time, my friends, God bless, take care, stay safe. It's your friendly neighborhood old soldier.